When JD Vance picked up that lie from social media about Haitians eating pets, and then Donald Trump took it nationwide by saying the lie out loud during the presidential debate, it was meant to be a racist for debate. But what these two dudes who like to play fast and loose with the truth didn't count on was when they villainized the 15,000 legal Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio. There are 715,000 more Haitian immigrants living throughout the United States who equally were as offended by their comments. And more importantly, these Haitians are registered voters. I'm Steffanie Rivers, and you're watching my journal. Donald Trump thinks he might have some states on lock in his win column for November, but Haitian voting blocks could be the difference between his loss and Vice President Kamala Harris's win. So let's talk about the numbers. There are 731,000 Haitian immigrants living in the United States. Just like the Haitians in Springfield, they are in the United States legally. Where do they live? 500,000 of them live in Florida. Now, did you know that Trump won Florida in 2020 by just 331,000 votes? He probably thinks he's going to win Florida again in November, but not if Haitians have anything to do with it. The 500,000 Haitians who live in Florida predominantly vote Democrat. In fact, many of them are elected officials in local and county government. Some of them are even in Congress. So their influence goes a long way. The Haitian voting bloc in Florida could be the difference between Trump's loss and Harris's win. There are about 25,000 Haitian immigrants living in Pennsylvania. In 2020, Trump lost Pennsylvania by 81,000 votes. Now, he could really use those 25,000 votes from Haitians to help him win this pivotal state. But he shouldn't speak foul about Haitians in Springfield who likely know and are related to Haitians in other places and not consider the consequences of what that could mean in other cities and states. Same goes for New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, where there are 276,000 Haitian immigrants. And let's not forget the 81,000 Haitians living in Boston. Even though these states went blue in 2020 and Republicans might consider them too far gone to worry about, Trump's real problem is his basic instinct to create division and chaos with little to no plan beyond that. Now, before I go, let's talk about an issue that is embedded in the United States and the reason Springfield, Ohio is in the spotlight. Now, during the COVID pandemic in 2020, Springfield, Ohio was a city of less than 60,000 people. Springfield, Ohio was a city of less than 60,000 residents that had seen its population diminish because factories closed, jobs moved overseas, and people moved away for better opportunities. To boost the local economy, local leadership did what they could to attract new companies. Then those new companies needed people to work those jobs. With recent events in Haiti, such as the earthquake about 5 or 6 years ago, political assassinations of their president, and civil unrest, opportunities for a better life in the United States and in Springfield, Ohio, led Haitians to relocate and take jobs they were recruited for. I repeat, they were recruited for. Now, that's how 15,000 Haitians ended up in Springfield, Ohio, a town of 60,000 people. Even though they are legal, They pay taxes and they have boosted that local economy. Now, those same leaders who wanted to attract immigrants and other families to help boost their economy didn't anticipate what the growth in population would require from local government. That would be city services, things like housing, healthcare needs, etc. And let's add to that the 15,000 potential voters could change the face of local politics and leadership. And frankly, some people don't like that. Now, that has been the story of America since its inception. That some people want to use, then it was slave labor, now it's immigrant labor for physical labor, for development, but they don't want the responsibility of providing the same quality of life or standard of living for the new residents that they would want for themselves and their families. They want immigrants who only accept what they are given and don't demand any more. Because in the words of people like Louisiana Congressman Clay Higgins, they are the nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere. That's what Congressman Clay Higgins said. Let's take a look at it. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first to know. This is a picture of Clay Higgins. And before I get into that, let's see what we are saying. Someone said exactly, and somebody else is adding comments that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. So unless you are talking about you're commenting on what we're talking about, I'm not even going to talk about that. But at any rate, this is a picture of Clay Higgins. And I'm going to show you his comment in case you didn't see it. Okay, I think you can see that. Anyway, I'm going to read it to you. It says, "These Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere. Cults, slapstick gangsters, but damn if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and vice president." Now, first of all, they are not the president and the vice president. They are the Republican nominees for, okay? So get that right. Then he goes on to say, "All these thugs better get their minds right and their asses out of our country before January 20th. Because apparently, he is feeling so strongly about Donald Trump and JD Vance's chances of winning. But before we go on, I really don't like to talk about people, but since this dude feels like it's okay to talk about people, then he has his nerve to talk about somebody looking like he just dipped snuff and forgot to spit. Look at his bottom row teeth. Just don't bring people's, it's okay to feel a certain way, even if I don't agree with you, but to just denigrate and talk about a group of people as if they are just so beneath him is probably customary. And in fact, in a follow-up interview, he said something like, because he was asked to take down the post, and I think he did take down the post, but he was asked about it, and he said, "I'll just make another post. It's like scraping something off the bottom of my shoe, and then I can just keep going and keep talking." So he said something along those lines. And so that is the problem. That is the symptom of what is wrong with America. People like this guy, Clay Higgins, are what is wrong with America. If you know anybody who lives in Clay Higgins' district in Louisiana, and tell them to pay attention. He was elected to Congress in 2017. So his, I think they do 6-year terms I don't know. Anyway, I didn't look him up far enough. I just know he was somebody I wanted. His comments showed what the issue is and how people can take a lie and spew it and create all these antagonistic profiles of people, of a group of people, without realizing the strength that those people might have behind them. I'm sure Donald Trump and J.D. Vance never thought about, they thought, oh, I'm just talking about 15,000 Haitians in Ohio. Not realizing that 500,000 Haitians are in Florida, and then there's another 81,000 in Boston, and that what I say about this group over here is going to affect that group over there, because they're so busy trying to appeal to the basic instincts of people, divide and conquer. They don't think beyond what they just said. So if you know anyone who lives in Clay Higgins district, be sure to tell them to let him know how they feel about the hatred that he spewed. And just like Donald Trump, Higgins didn't consider that his comments could come down to his win or loss in the next election. So that's all I got for you today. To find out more about the things that I care about, you can go to the written version of my journal. That's at eurweb.com. Thank you so much and have a super day.